Welcome to this episode of Issue at Hand. My name is Nandi Munson, and I'm an outreach coordinator at Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley. We're a private nonprofit that serves elders and adults with disabilities throughout Greater Lowell and across the valley. As Lowell's own Betty Davis once said, "Getting old ain't for sissies." We often hear about the struggles and challenges that come with aging, but today we're going to hear from some people who have found ways to age well by being active and engaged in their communities. Cynthia Perrone is the Senior Corps Volunteer Specialist at Community Teamwork, Inc. Welcome, Cynthia, and also to volunteers. Would you all mind taking a minute just to introduce yourselves?
So I'm Cynthia Perrone. I'm with Community Teamwork, and I oversee the RSVP program, which is Retired Senior Volunteer Program. And I recruit volunteers and match them to nonprofit organizations where they have an interest in donating their time to. So whatever that may be, I call various organizations and they need certain volunteers, and then my volunteers match up, and it's a great experience.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mary Melville, and I'm a RSVP volunteer for Community Teamwork.
Thanks for being here, Mary.
Thanks.
And I'm Catherine Ann Creegan, and I'm an RSVP volunteer for CTI.
Welcome, Catherine Ann.
Thank you very much.
Can you share a little bit about what aging well looks like to you all, an example of it, or what you think that might look like, aging well?
I've seen and known some people who I think have aged very well, and they stay active physically, and I think they stay engaged mentally and socially.
That definitely helps.
Yeah.
How about you?
I just think it's very important as we get older to keep ourselves very active and always trying to reach out to others. It keeps us young and it keeps us going.
True.
Thank you, Catherine. How about you, Cynthia?
Well, when I started at Community Teamwork, I hadn't really been volunteering except for some committees that has to do with disabled individuals. So as I place volunteers at various organizations, I say, I'd like to volunteer there. So I started volunteering for the MRT, Merrimack Repertory Theater, and I started volunteering for the African Community Center of Lowell. So, and that's a great organization. So, it just got me into it because I find out all these organizations need help. So that's where I started.
Yeah, the common theme sounds like staying active. And
Right.
It appears that you all have found ways to
mind and
to
body
really
and
do that.
spirit.
Yes. So Mary, tell me about how you became involved with the RSVP program.
So upon my retirement from Raytheon, after about a year, there was certain things I missed. I missed being part of a team and making a difference. So I looked around, and then I met with Cynthia, and Cynthia and I talked, and she was good about, like, what do I want to do? She told me about, working with the elderly, and I was like, no, I think I want to work with the children. And then I said, and I want to do something fun. That is something that will make a difference, and I'll contribute. So we decided on working for the school. I work at the Pine School as a volunteer.
Wonderful.
And then I also usher at the Merrimack Repertory Theater. So that's kind of my fun thing.
Yeah. You're staying busy.
Yes, yep.
Very busy.
And Catherine Ann, what about your story of how you became a volunteer?
Well, I volunteer in two particular areas. As of this June, I will be celebrating 60 years in education, and I love teaching, and I have the opportunity now to work with children who many do not speak English at home, and so I'm trying to teach them how to read, and it's just a thrill to see when they really start to catch on and learn how to speak English, and then a reading, just the glimmer and the smile that they give is worth everything.
Right.
And then I also volunteer at Catholic Charities Food Pantry, and I just feel that's a very important job of trying to reach out to those who are less fortunate, and I have that opportunity to maybe bring a little happiness and sunshine to them.
That's interesting that you both have chosen a couple of different volunteer opportunities so that you have like a really diverse experience with what
Exactly,
you're
yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you love most about your different volunteer positions?
I like the school because I like the kids, and you get something back. You get something back from them. They'll like run up to you and give you a hug, or the feeling of making a difference, and the teachers are grateful. So, kind of fulfills the need of being part of a team, and at the end of the day, I feel good. I only do it 2 days a week, so I still have my time to be retired.
It's a good balance.
Yeah.
Well, as far as school, I have the opportunity to work in small groups with some of the children that have a little more of a struggle and do not have real confidence in themselves. So when you have that opportunity to work with children and start to build their confidence, then you can see that they really want to learn, and they'll try that much harder. So it's more of a joy for me. They look forward to me for coming in to go 2 days a week to the Moody School, and if possible, not in the bad weather though. And I get more out of it because I just feel as though I'm helping a child grow to love learning and really stay at it. It's hard work, but it pays off in the end.
That's so important. What are some of your favorite moments or memories with your volunteer experience?
I was out for a while. In the fall, the beginning of the winter, I was coming sporadically a little bit, for a couple of weeks. And so I walk into the kindergarten class, and this little girl, Alicia, I walk in and I hang up my stuff. She just walks up to me, doesn't say anything, just looks at me, gives me this biggest smile on her face as if to say, "Welcome back, yay, you're here." And then she just walks away. And that just touched my heart.
That means a lot.
Yeah, well, that's memorable.
Absolutely.
I guess it's many times when I walk into the building, I'm only there 2 days a week, but the little ones will come up and put their arms around you and hug you and say, "Oh, so nice to see you, Miss Creegan." It means a lot, really. And then as far as at the food pantry, I get excited. The people can select their meats and so forth, but when they have the display of their goodies, as I say, their desserts, it's like as though you're giving them $1 million. They stand there waiting to see which one to pick out. It just gives me a chuckle, really, to see.
How has your experience opened your eyes to the needs in the community? Was there anything surprising that you found?
I guess I was surprised. Well, each week is different, and when I go there on Thursday afternoon after school, it's just a number of people who are so needy. I knew there were needy people in the community, but I never realized there were so many needy families, and especially some of the older people are coming in walking with a cane. I had to get around, and then some of the mothers come in and they have 3 or 4 children with them. It's an eye-opener, really, but it's sad to think we live in such a wonderful country, and yet there are so many people that are hungry and don't have enough food.
In your volunteer time, it's obvious that you're helping the community and you feel good about doing that. Have there been any other effects on your own life with your time spent serving the community?
On Tuesdays and Wednesdays when I volunteer at the school, just feels good at the end of the day. I feel like I dressed up a little bit, and I contributed, and the kids make me feel good, and then at the theater, I get to see I get to see all the plays, and I know they need the help, and so it's a good thing. It's good to stay active.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
In your
Well,
life?
I think it's very important. I think you have to feel that you want to try to continue to contribute, and I always feel I'm really on borrowed time. I've been blessed in so many ways, and so I just feel that God gives me this chance to reach out. I still feel as though I can contribute till the day I can't get up in the morning and walk out the door and try to help somebody. So
So nice.
that's why I really want to volunteer. Whether it's helping a young child or helping an older person. That's the joy I get, really. I can't really put it into fancy words. It's just, there's a feeling that you feel good because you're reaching out in a small way. You're not looking for any thanks, but a smile. It goes a long way, really. It makes you want to keep going as long as you can, really.
Nice.
And Cynthia, as the
It's a great
organizer,
story.
yes.
It makes me feel good to hear
yeah,
these stories.
I'm sure.
You know, we have a lot of volunteers. When you hear these special stories, you know, it makes me feel good. Like I said, I volunteer myself, but when I hear others, you know, especially working with the children and, you know, working with families in need, you know, it's a great feeling all around. And if more seniors, you know, need something to do instead of staying home and being isolated, it's so healthy for them in mind, body, and spirit to be out there making a difference.
Cynthia was good about, when I talked to her, helping me find, you know, what is I wanted to do. She told me about the elder services and, you know, working with the elderly, and she helped me find something fun, you know, to go to the schools rather than work with the elderly. She was very open to.
You were given options, it sounds
Right,
like.
exactly.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options out there, a lot of opportunities with great organizations.
Yeah.
A lot of nonprofit organizations are small and they can't pay, you know, staff. So when they have volunteers, they appreciate it so much.
It sounds like it's really a perfect match.
It
for the
really
needs of the
is.
community
Yes,
and
it really
people's
is.
need to feel needed and have a purpose and have a reason to
Certainly
get up
is.
and put a smile on somebody
Yeah.
else's face.
Definitely.
Yeah. Any quick words of advice for somebody who might be considering volunteering?
Advice. Just a couple of days a week, you know, just stay engaged.
Even if it's an afternoon a week, a morning a week, there's no time limit, there's no maximum, minimum. You
Right,
can
you
do as much as you feel you can do.
Right, you make your own hours.
So there's some flexibility involved too.
Sure,
for
yeah.
people and their schedules, depending on what other responsibilities they might have.
Right.
Great.
People at school, I'll say, oh, I have to do this at the school. And they say, well, you don't have to, you're volunteering. I go, yeah, but it's a commitment.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. Well, you have a really amazing role as the matchmaker who gets to orchestrate all
a
this.
matchmaker,
And
that's
thank you
right.
so much, Catherine Ann and Mary, for the work. We're really lucky to have you in this community and be
Thank
giving your time and energy and support for the needs that you see.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
Okay.
Please stay with us, and we'll be hearing from some more voices with some stories about volunteering as well. Thank you. Welcome back to the show. We have a couple of new guests that I'd like to take a minute to have introduce themselves. Can you tell us your name and your volunteer
My
position?
name is Anna Suarez, and I'm a volunteer from CTI Elder Service.
Great. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
I'm Kate Delle Chiaie. I'm a Shine Counselor at Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley.
Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
And Kate and Anna, can you share what healthy aging looks like to you and what it might mean to age well?
Being with other people, being happy, and just loving it. Being with people.
Healthy aging to me means making the best of every day. So if that means exercising, volunteering, it means that you make the best of every single day.
Thank you. I think you're both embodying that from what we've heard about your volunteering so far from Cynthia. Anna, can you share a little bit about how you first became involved as a volunteer?
I work at in Lowell for many years for the local community health center, and I retire. When I retire from the local community health center, I went back home to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I came back, and I felt lonely because I wasn't, I wasn't doing anything. So I went to CTI, and that's how I started with the program.
That's really interesting that you were involved already with the city, and then they were very lucky that you decided to come back and be able to get involved in a volunteer position.
And that's the Senior Companion Program.
Yes, the senior companion program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And Kate, what about you? How did you get into volunteer work?
Well, many years ago, my mother was a volunteer at Elder Services. She wasn't in the Shine program, but she loved her volunteer work at Elder Services. When my regular work job ended, I was looking for something else to do that would make a difference. In my work life, I was a human resources benefits person, and I had seen something in the newspaper about the Shine program, and I decided to investigate it, where they do Medicare counseling, and thought it would be a natural progression for me. So I became a Shine counselor, kind of followed in my mother's footsteps.
That's really neat. What a legacy.
Thank you.
Anna, what is the Senior Companion Program? What does it look like when you're volunteering?
It's a daycare for elderlies,
Okay.
and they come in and they're there for about 5 to 6 hours. They get the breakfast and lunch, and play games. You meet with them, you talk, you listen to what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
We do exercise, so you go and walk with them,
That's great.
and singing, and watching movies, and we go out also to restaurants. So we do a lot.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. It's very, very fun. I
Yes.
like it.
So the work that you do really speaks to elders who are isolated and maybe
Yes.
who don't have family or friends. So it's so important what you're doing to be able to give them a space to come and connect
Yes.
with other people and have
Yes.
fun and laugh, and that's really, really amazing.
And when they leave, you can see their faces.
Yeah.
When you come in the morning and you say good morning to them,
Yes.
you also see the smile, on their face when they see you right away.
Yeah.
And when you're not there, the next day you come back, they want to know why you were not there.
They miss you.
They missed too,
Yeah.
So it's pretty nice.
Yeah. How about you, Kate? What does it look like being a Shine volunteer?
As a Shine counselor, we are certified in Medicare. So we provide counseling services to people who are over 65 and to folks who have been on disability and then go on to Medicare. So we provide Medicare questions. We refer them to different other organizations that they may need to be in contact with. Just help to guide them in the Medicare process.
So helpful to have somebody to navigate because it's such a spider web of confusion a lot of the time with changing information. And what does SHINE stand for? People might wonder about
Serving the health needs. Actually, it is, for most of the country, it's called SHIP, S-H-I-P, for Massachusetts, where SHINE, it's serving the health needs of others.
Okay, great. And is there a cost for SHINE
No,
services?
there's no cost at all. It is volunteer. We have SHINE counselors out at different Council on Aging sites, senior sites. We also, I sit at the Lawrence site where the director is for SHINE. So folks can make appointments to meet with a SHINE counselor and sit down with them. We provide at open enrollment time. We have
Very important.
seminars that go on where folks can set up appointments to come in and actually sit down with a SHINE counselor and review their Medicare options for the coming year.
That's so very helpful.
It certainly is. It's been just a wonderful program.
Yeah. So how does it feel for somebody when they're coming in to meet with a SHINE counselor from the beginning of the session compared to the end? What does that
I think relief is what it is. I think that they feel as though they finally, the system is so complicated, and when you're dealing with a population that's a little bit older, oftentimes does not have access to a computer, is very limited, may not be able to get out either, then to be able to talk with someone who can guide them through the system, present the facts to them, it's as though they've been relieved of a tremendous burden.
Wow, I bet.
Can I ask a question? How do you get the word out about the program to, people that are out there that don't know anything and they're looking for some answers and solutions? How does the word, is there advertising? Like, how does it?
Well, I know that oftentimes the senior centers or the councils on aging,
Yes.
they put newsletters out on a monthly basis, and in there they do indicate that there is SHINE counseling that is available to them and explain to them what that means, that they can talk about their Medicare. So I would say that is probably one of the biggest ways we get the information out there.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, at the Lowell Senior Center, they have flyers and brochures
Yeah.
up as well for people.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna, how has volunteering affected your life?
In many ways, it's been pretty nice. Like getting up in the morning and knowing what you are going to look forward, and who you're going to see and be with. And also, I lost my mother 2 years ago. So it's kind of like if I have another mother, So it's been great.
Yeah. What about some of the favorite memories or moments you've had with your volunteer position?
Well, actually, for me, I can't say I've had one specific moment. I would say some of the best moments have been when it's been unexpected and I've been out somewhere and somehow something has come up about Medicare in a conversation, and no one has an idea that I'm a SHINE counselor and I do the Medicare counseling, and all of a sudden I find we're in a 20-minute discussion about Medicare and what the choices are, and at the end of the conversation the person has said to me, that was great. I didn't know there was anyone around who did that, and they're just so grateful to know that there is someone that can help them out.
Yeah, that's got to be a really nice surprise.
It's great. It is, yes.
Yeah. What about you, Anna? Any favorite memories or moments so far?
There's quite a few of them. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. Like I said, especially when you know that they miss you. and sometimes like you get seniors who they could remember you today but not tomorrow.
Sure.
So that's, that makes a difference, to me, especially when they do remember you.
Yeah, right. Cynthia, have there been any stories that have really stuck with you about matching volunteers to the different opportunities in the community?
I do get a lot of emails from volunteers that just say that they're so happy with what they're doing and thanking me. And I feel, great that I
Right.
match someone with what they're really interested in, and to make sure that they're really happy and they're fulfilled. That's a good feeling for me.
Mhm. And how do people usually get connected to you if they are
Well,
interested?
you can call. You can call Community Teamwork, and the main number, you can just say that you want to speak with Cynthia Perrone, the RSVP volunteer specialist. You can call up and just say, I want to know about senior programs at Community Teamwork. A lot of times it's referral, at word of mouth. People do like maybe not a workshop, but they'll go to like a senior center and they'll promote the programs, so
Sure.
they get the word out that way. So we really want to get it out there. The Community Teamwork has, really great connections.
Right.
For a foster grandparent program, that's great too. It connects like a grandparent type situation with a child. And then the Senior Companion Program is senior working with seniors. And then RSVP is pretty much anything you want to do, as long as it's at a nonprofit organization.
I think that's really special that you guys at CTI have built almost a web and network of people who want to be matched, or
Yep.
nonprofits that have opportunities for people to get involved. I think that's something that's really particular to the spirit that we see here in Lowell with
Yes.
volunteerism and the nonprofits. And
It's a real
the
community
connections. Yes.
effort, in Lowell and surrounding areas.
Right.
And foster grandparents and senior companions can also be in the RSVP program.
Okay. So people
So if they have a
lots
little bit of
options.
time, from their very busy senior companion and foster grandparent
Right.
schedule, they can still do something else.
That's
They
awesome.
might be something different, like the theater, or anything
Yeah.
that they want to do.
So what advice would you have for somebody who's thinking about volunteering?
I think that the pleasure that you get from working with the community, and when you like I say, when you see a smile on a person that appreciate what you're doing, and when you see that, you feel pretty good about yourself also, because you say it's what I'm doing, and I get that's the satisfaction I get.
It sounds like it's very empowering as
Yes.
well.
Yes, it is.
How about you, Kate? Any advice?
I think that it's another stage in your life, and it's very rewarding and a great opportunity to give back.
Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for the work that you're doing in the community. As you've heard today, we have so many volunteer opportunities in the greater Lowell area. And if you are interested or would like to learn more information, please call Community Teamwork Inc., Cynthia Perrone, and she'd be happy to connect you. And also Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley. Our volunteer coordinator, Sheila, would love to speak with you about ways that you can get involved in the community through the Meals on Wheels program, or Brown Bag, or Friend Indeed, and other ways to connect with people in need. It's a great way to stay active and help age in a healthy way. And we're really lucky to have so many wonderful people who take the time to do the volunteer work in our community. So thank you so much for joining us. See you next time.